Hey there guys, and welcome back to another Doctor Who Big Finish review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the second story in the series, and that is The Horror of Glam Rock. And yes, I know it's sort of similar to The Horror of Fang Rock in terms of the name, but story-wise it's completely different. So yes, without any further ado, let's take a look at the cover art. It's a very nice purpley sort of effect. I really like the way it's been designed. So as if you look at the cast, we've got Bernard Cribbins, who some of you may know, he plays Wilfred Mott in the TV series, and you've also got Una Stubbs, Claire Buckfield, and Stephen Gately, who I believe is an Irish songwriter, I think. So yeah, really nice purpley design. It's actually one of my favourite covers for Series 1. It's written by Paul Moggs. You've got the purpley spine there, and it's the third CD, but it's the second story. And then you've got the back with quotes from the story, the cast again, and you've got other parts played by the cast. And if we take a look inside, we have the production notes and the disc with the John Pertwee title sequence effect, and it's all purple. And if I take this off, we have the advertisements for the 8th Doctor stories, some of which are out of print, unfortunately, which means that they are now pretty expensive if you try to buy them. So yes, now for my thoughts and opinions on The Horror of Glam Rock. It's the second story, it's very different from Blood of the Daleks. It's in terms of tone, it's very it's quite light-hearted to begin with, and it does get quite dark towards the end. It's quite atmospheric. It's sort of set in this service station by like a highway or something. It's set sort of somewhere in the past, I think, or in the future. But anyway, there's a particular character called Auntie Pat, who's actually Lucy's auntie, and she doesn't realise that Lucy is her niece yet, because it's in the past. And there's a really nice scene with Lucy getting all excited because of the fact that she's met her aunt but in a different timeline, which is really nice, and it's a really nice quiet little moment. I really did like that. And as for Bernard Cribbins' character, he plays like the sort of band manager, as these two characters on the front cover. They are part of a band, and they're sort of known as like the Tomorrow Twins, I think. And yeah, his character, he's really up himself. He only wants to get his own way, and he doesn't really care about any other people apart from his band. And you can really tell that in the story. You can tell he's a really selfish character, and he does such a great job. And I think Bernard Cribbins does a really good job of the story, because he also appeared in, as well as the TV series, he also appeared in the Peter Cushing films as Ian, I think. I haven't actually watched those, so I can't judge on his performance, but I'm sure it's fantastic. And Paul McGann gives a great performance. It feels like he's never left the role, but of course he has done audio adventures before this, and with India Fisher as Charlie, and they were brilliant together. And I think he's brilliant with Sheridan Smith. You can really tell they're starting to get along, and they have a really great chemistry, I think. And I think you got another character called Flo, and she's a bit of an eccentric character. And then you've got the people who own the actual service station or cafe or whatever, and they were once they were a band once, and with somebody else, and the Bernard Cribbins' character actually pretty much laughed in their faces because he thought they were terrible. And yeah, there's some nice sort of backstory there. And I think I was a bit worried going into this, because I heard there was a lot of sort of instrumental, loud sort of 70s/80s music playing. I do like 70s music. I've got a bit of a soft spot for it. And I thought it was going to really get on my nerves, because apparently it got on a lot of people's nerves when they listened to it, from other reviews that I've seen and read. And To be honest, it didn't bother me that much, but I think this is a really fine second outing. I think I really enjoyed it. It's not the best thing in the world. Like, I've heard a lot better stories, but this is fine. Really, it's a nice second outing for the Doctor and Lucy, and I couldn't have asked for more, really. So I think for my overall rating for the story, I'll probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't bad at all. It was just it's just sort of average, really. It's a bit of a hit and miss, I think. I won't call it a filler, but I think it's just a nice second outing, and I think you can really tell that the Doctor and Lucy are going to get their relationship is going to really develop as the seasons progress. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, that's pretty much concludes my review for The Horror of Glam Rock. Now we've got Immortal Beloved, which is the next release, because I got this the same time as Immortal Beloved, and yeah, that'll probably be my next review. So thank you very much for watching this, and I shall see you soon.